this, what we're about to cover is sort of with the Virtual Practicum 2.0 project, sort of where the advisors fit into this. This is going over again the first part of our advisors meeting. So if you've already seen this timeline, I wouldn't recommend doing this again, but this is for, we forgot to record it while we were doing the meeting. So we're recording this for those of you who weren't able to get to the meeting. So this is not going to take long, but it does allow you advisors to see how you fit into the overall scheme of things. So let me go ahead and share the screen. So this is, you'll see the agenda for that meeting of 15 November. And this is where sort of the project overview portion of this. There is a separate video that is that gives an overview of the reviewing method and then how to use and navigate in the program. Okay, those are separate videos. Okay, so getting into the timeline and how everybody fits together. This is a 2-year project. Actually, it's a 3-year project. The first 2 years of which have known funding with a likelihood of funding in the 3rd year. But since we weren't sure that there would be funding in the 3rd year, we said, okay, well, let's plan on finishing in the first 2 years something that could be disseminated, but that could be added to in the 3rd year should the opportunity present itself. So we're looking at so our goal in the first year, there are two main goals. One is, oh, by the way, there's sort of 3 tracks that are running in parallel here. One is End Violence Against Women International, OVW, IFN, and you all, advisors. There's World 2 Systems, which is a spin-off. When I retired from Dartmouth, we didn't want to abandon the programs we had developed at the Interactive Media Lab at Dartmouth. So it's a very small operation. World 2 Systems sounds more than it is. World 2 Systems is the IML, but without me being at Dartmouth. And then, without IML being at Dartmouth. And then this company, ZapDot, are developers that we have partnered with because they are very familiar with using the new technology. And we said, why should we have to learn how to do something other people know how to do already? So let's work with them to port the old version of the program to the new world of high-end computer games development. All right, so back to your track. And everybody has as a goal two main things. Sorry about the slanted lines here. We want to have a completed practicum, a new version of the practicum with all additions, all new technology, running on new technology, looking and working better than ever, and that will run on today's systems. In order to get to the completed program ready for testing, we have to have an approved design document and script. The design document is basically a document that says, here are our educational goals, here are our training outcomes measures, here is the design of the program. A lot of this, most of it's already done, right? Because we're just updating. So those of you who were involved in the original program, and there are several of you, we've already done a lot of the work. However, that said, you guys are so important for this. So this is the way, so this is the kickoff meeting, November 15th. During the first 3 months, up to January 30th, we would like you all to review the original program and how we'd like you to do that, and what we'd like you to do is outlined in a separate little video that you can see. Notice there's a gap here between for the month of February, and then it picks up again. Then so anyway, what's going on there is I will be reviewing doing my own research and reviewing the authoritative documents Once that review is done and your review is done, I will write a draft design document and a draft script of any changes that need to be made. That will be then kicked over to you guys again, you guys meaning all of the players on this, including especially the advisors, but also OVW, IFN, et cetera, and sort of some of the, well. And then you will have the month of March to review the draft design document and script. And then we will enter a process of iterative review and revision with the goal at the end of April of having an approved design document and script, approved by you all, and especially OVW, of course. Then, and by the way, during that time, ZapDot will be studying the original program, inventorying everything to make sure that everything gets, that we decide, that you all up here decide, and I, working with the authoritative documents, we decide this is going to be ported over. And my guess is, I would say 85 to 90% of the original program can be ported over and retained. And then some things need to be added, some things need to be taken away, and some things need to be fine-tuned. Point being that this document is going to be nowhere near as big as the original one was. So that's one reason we can do this accelerated process. Once we get that approved design document, and but I forgot to say, ZapDot will be studying the original program and then developing a prototype and trying different strategies of disseminating the program and developing authoring tools that make the addition of content much more efficient.
Right.
Then, and then once we have the approved, during the month of May and June, World 2 will be shooting all the new content. Karen Carroll, our original Room A mentor and courtroom mentor, has graciously agreed to be recorded again. So any changes to Room A, and we have other people who were in the original program have agreed to be recorded again, Roger and Pat Speck, et cetera, if needed, to alter the content that's in there. Once, at the end of 2 months, at the end of June, we will pass the new content over to ZapDot. You all, advisors, will be monitoring progress, and to the extent that you want to be involved, and we're including everybody in this group, if you want to be involved, we're going to have probably online reviews several times during this period. And you could even, and we with World 2 and ZapDot will be probably having meetings every 2 weeks. You guys, we'll send out invitations. If you want to join, by all means, join. But there'll be a monitoring progress, providing feedback to what's going on. And then a similar thing, a two-way street will be going on with between ZapDot and us at World 2 Systems. At the end of the first year, year 2 starts, there are 3, I say 3, there are actually 4, but this one of these is optional. Alpha testing, it's going to be a small group of people who are very friendly and understanding, because this will be likely to be a somewhat buggy version of the program. And the idea is it's working, but it's not highly polished. There may be some problems. And then World 2 Systems and ZapDot will work together on a continuing basis, as you all are testing, you are reporting them to us, we are making corrections. And at the end of January of next year, I'm sorry, January of 2020, we will begin beta testing. Now, this is a more polished version and hopefully very few bugs. We'll do the same kind of, while you guys are testing, we're correcting, and then we continue to perfect if we need it. There's a 1-month period that's optional of testing. And then starting July 1st of 2020, there's a 6-week period of testing where you guys, and then a 3-month period where we are working with what you report to correct everything. And by the end of September, which is the 23rd month of a 2-year project, we hope that that program is ready for dissemination. We will have a final month of just, by that time, there should be no issues, but we'll be doing some final testing um, with that version. And then at the end of October, the program will be disseminated. Now, as far as the management of this track, World 2 will be managing this part of it. Management of this track will be by EVA, End Violence Against Women International, and Kim Hurd is the co-PI. She's going to be in charge of that project, that part of the project, and that's kind of it. That's Josh. Anything you can think we need to add to that?
Oh, well, Chris Rose is involved, obviously, as
Oh
well.
yeah, sure. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry that we did not record the introduction that Kim gave in the original version. I was not recording it, and that's why we're sticking this in now.
Yeah.
Um, okay. Um,
I think that covers it.
okay, we got it. All right. So
Awesome.
if you haven't already, check out the other two tapes, depending on how you look at it. There's one that outlines how we'd like you to do the review and what to look for and how to look for it and how to record it. And then another one, how to get into what we think is the best way to review the program using the instructor's interface, and if you're up to it, the developer's interface.
Right.
Okay, thank you all.
Thank you.